Hey guys, I just wanted to start filming before I came in because the calf's suckling on the teat. The heifer doesn't seem stoked about it, but I'll show you how we made this happen. I am going to tube feed a bit of colostrum unless I get there and the calf's got a full belly. But what I actually did, you can go on my Facebook page and see some photos rather. I actually poured a couple cups worth of molasses over the back of the calf. I think the calf's preemie, which would mean that mum isn't ready to have a calf. So, what that means is when a cow has a calf, or, when any female has a baby, their body naturally releases hormones that kick along the maternal instinct, let milk down, create a protective mama. And if the calf's preemie, mum doesn't always have that shot. So you can see the calf's all dirty. I poured this molasses down its back just to encourage the mum to lick the calf and, maybe become a bit maternal and a bit interested. And then I put her in the crush. I left them alone for a couple of hours, and then I put the mum in the crush here. And I tried to get the calf onto the teat. Mum stood really well, but the calf wasn't too interested. Its tongue's a bit doughy. I think it is a bit early, a bit premature. So then what I did was I put a bit of molasses on my finger and encouraged the calf to suck my finger, which it liked. And then I painted one of mum's teats in the molasses, and I went away for half an hour to get this ready. And that calf's definitely had a feed. I can tell by standing here that front left quarter is smaller and all the molasses is gone. So hopefully he did more than just lick all the molasses off. He does look like he's got a bit of, his tummy's got a little bit in it. I might not even bother with this colostrum, to be honest. I don't love tube feeding. Yeah, you're full, mate. I'm not, I've done it before and I've got calves up with it. Oh, look at that. But I'm not great at it. I haven't stuffed it up, but I'm nervous. If you get the tube down the throat wrong, you'll fill their lungs up. Look at that. Look at that. Good calf. Good calf. Well, guys, we might be on with a winner. So if I can come down a couple times over the next couple of days while I got this heifer on hay in the yards here, and I can see her standing and letting it feed, I'm going to turn her back out onto the pasture, and we'll let this mum rear the calf, but she will be gone next season. Now, some people have commented, give her another chance. She's a first-time heifer, yada, yada. This calf's 2-3 days old, and I'm probably 6 to 8 hours into this calf, and I don't mind it. That is my job, but that's out of 30 cows. If we stretch that out and I've got 100 cows and I'm putting 8 hours into 3% of them, there's 2/3 of a week of the year gone. And you don't always save them all. Sometimes there might be a complication where the mum suffers. And this is what I was talking about the other day when I was riffing on micro and macro welfare. Micro welfare, look at that headbutt. It knows what to do. Micro welfare is this. Helping. Micro welfare is getting in, triage, what needs doing, giving the calf some electrolytes, tube feeding it, getting mum in the yards, feeding her hay, helping her let her milk down, all these things. That's micro welfare. Macro welfare is breeding animals that don't need you to get involved, and there's always going to be some, but the whole point is not to let their genes spread in your herd. There are lots of cows that can get a calf up every year by itself without help. That's the best welfare situation for the mum and the calf. And it's our job to make hard decisions. She's my favourite heifer. She's everything I want in an animal. I love her hide. I love her body condition. I love her shape. Everything about her. She's my favourite animal. But she told me she can't have a calf and get it up by herself. Maybe I'd keep her next, and she calved 2 to 3 months later than everyone else. Maybe next year she'd have a calf on time, and the year after that there'd be no issues. But this first calf is really make or break. And we are still culling the mob down because it's looking like it's a dry summer coming up. And it hasn't been a wet spring. So we just don't have this abundance of feed that we can justify carrying every which animal. So we're culling anyway. So this is the one. But, you know, we'll keep her here for 5 or 6 months and let her raise this calf, and she can go when she's fat again. But I'm stoked about that. That's a great outcome. Hopefully that's enough now to let them bond up and get this calf up and zip it in the paddock with its friends. Thanks for watching.